Football fans, welcome back to the channel. If you love football analysis, smart predictions, and content that actually respects the game, you are in the right place. Today's fixtures bring together classic cup-style matchups where underdogs dream big and giants are expected to deliver. These are the kind of games where focus, mentality, and tactical discipline matter just as much as quality on paper. Some teams will aim to control possession and dominate territory, while others will look to stay compact, absorb pressure, and hope for moments of magic. In this video, we are breaking down 5 exciting matches, looking at how each game is likely to unfold, what patterns we expect to see, and where the goals are most likely to come from. As always, the goal here is not hype, but clear football logic that fans and bettors can follow. Let's jump straight into today's predictions. Today's match predictions: Charlton vs Chelsea. Correct score 0-2. Pick Chelsea win. Sheffield Wednesday vs Brentford. Correct score 0-1. Pick Brentford win. Manchester City vs Exeter. Correct score 3-0. Pick Manchester City win and over 2.5 goals. Wolves vs Shrewsbury. Correct score 2-1. Pick Wolves win. Macclesfield vs Crystal Palace. Correct score 0-2. Pick Crystal Palace win and over 1.5 goals. Now let's break down how each of these games is likely to play out on the pitch. Charlton vs Chelsea. This match is a classic example of lower league ambition meeting top-level control. Charlton will come into this game knowing that opportunities like this do not come often. Playing against a heavyweight side brings motivation, energy, and belief, especially early in the match. Charlton's approach is expected to be cautious but brave. They will try to stay compact, protect central areas, and force Chelsea wide. Early on, we should expect Charlton to press selectively rather than aggressively, conserving energy and avoiding being pulled out of shape too quickly. Their main objective will be to survive the opening phase without conceding. Chelsea, on the other hand, are likely to dominate possession from the first whistle. The passing tempo should be controlled rather than frantic, with an emphasis on recycling the ball and patiently pulling Charlton out of their defensive structure. Expect Chelsea to spend long periods in the attacking half, forcing Charlton deeper and deeper. The key difference in this match is game management. Chelsea know how to slow the game down when needed and speed it up when spaces appear. Once the first goal arrives, Charlton's task becomes much harder. They will need to push slightly higher, and that is where Chelsea's quality in transition becomes decisive. Defensively, Chelsea should remain disciplined. They will avoid unnecessary risks, ensuring Charlton are kept at arm's length. Clear chances for the home side are expected to be limited, mainly coming from set pieces or isolated moments. A controlled away performance, a goal in each half, and minimal defensive trouble point strongly toward a 0-2 outcome in favor of Chelsea. Sheffield Wednesday vs Brentford. This is a match that promises to be tight, tactical, and decided by fine margins. Sheffield Wednesday are known for being difficult to break down at home, especially against technically strong opponents. They will rely heavily on organisation, defensive shape, and crowd energy. From the opening minutes, Sheffield Wednesday are expected to sit in a medium to low block. Their focus will be on denying space between the lines and forcing Brentford to circulate the ball wide. The intention is not necessarily to win possession quickly, but to frustrate and disrupt rhythm. Brentford's style is built on structure and intelligence. They are comfortable playing patient football, waiting for the right moment rather than forcing risky passes. Expect long spells of possession, with careful probing and sharp movement designed to pull defenders out of position. This game is unlikely to produce many clear-cut chances. Instead, it will be about efficiency. Brentford are more likely to take advantage of a single mistake, whether it comes from a misplaced clearance, a lapse in concentration, or a poorly defended second ball. Sheffield Wednesday will have moments where they try to push forward, especially in transition. However, Brentford's defensive organisation should be strong enough to neutralise most threats before they become dangerous. As the match progresses, patience becomes crucial. Brentford's calm approach often pays off late in games when defensive concentration drops. One well-worked move or set-piece situation could be enough to decide the contest. Given the expected tactical balance and limited goal opportunities, a narrow 0-1 away win for Brentford is the most realistic outcome. Manchester City vs Exeter. This fixture is all about control, tempo, and relentless pressure. Manchester City will approach this game with the expectation of dominating every aspect from possession to territory. Exeter's challenge will be less about winning and more about surviving with dignity. From the start, Manchester City are expected to press high and keep Exeter pinned deep in their own half. The passing speed will be quick, the movement constant, and the pressure sustained. Exeter will likely spend long periods defending close to their penalty area. Exeter's strategy will focus on staying compact and minimizing damage. They will look to keep numbers behind the ball, clear danger efficiently, and slow the game down whenever possible. Their attacking ambition will be limited, mostly relying on rare counterattacks or long clearances. Manchester City's patience is what separates them in games like this. They do not panic when goals do not come early. Instead, they continue to move the ball, stretch the pitch, and wait for defensive lines to break. Once the first goal arrives, the match opens up significantly. Exeter will have to step slightly higher, even if only psychologically, and that creates more space for Manchester City to exploit. The second goal usually follows not long after, as defensive fatigue sets in. The third goal often comes as a result of sustained pressure rather than desperation. Manchester City are comfortable managing the game even with a big lead, but they also know how to keep attacking without exposing themselves defensively. A clean sheet is very likely, and with the attacking quality and volume of chances expected, 3 goals is a realistic projection. Manchester City to win 3-0, with over 2.5 goals, fits perfectly with how this match is likely to unfold. Wolves vs Shrewsbury. This match has the potential to be more competitive than many might expect. Wolves are the stronger side on paper, but Shrewsbury will not come just to make up numbers. They will believe that discipline and effort can keep them in the game. Wolves are expected to control possession, but not at an overwhelming level. They tend to be methodical, building attacks carefully rather than flooding forward recklessly. This measured approach sometimes allows opponents to stay competitive longer than expected. Shrewsbury's plan will revolve around defensive compactness and quick counters. They will sit deep, close down space aggressively, and look to break forward when Wolves commit numbers. Their belief will grow if they can keep the score level for long stretches. Wolves' challenge will be to avoid frustration. The longer the game stays level, the more pressure builds. However, Wolves usually find a way through sustained pressure and positional discipline. A breakthrough goal should come from consistent attacking phases rather than chaos. Once Wolves take the lead, the dynamic changes. Shrewsbury will need to open up slightly, which gives Wolves more space to exploit. However, Shrewsbury are capable of responding, especially if Wolves lose concentration momentarily. This is why a 2-1 scoreline feels realistic. Wolves should have enough quality to win the game, but Shrewsbury's determination could earn them a goal, keeping the contest alive until late stages. Macclesfield vs Crystal Palace. This is another matchup where top-flight structure meets lower league resilience. Macclesfield will approach this game with caution, knowing that any lapse in concentration could be punished quickly. Crystal Palace are expected to dominate possession but not necessarily overwhelm early. Their approach in matches like this is often calculated, focusing on defensive security first before committing fully to attack. Macclesfield will aim to stay compact, defend deep, and force Palace to play in front of them. Early stages may be tight, with Palace probing patiently and Macclesfield focused on staying organized. The breakthrough is likely to come from sustained pressure. As defensive fatigue sets in, spaces begin to appear, especially in wide areas and between defensive lines. Palace's ability to capitalize on these moments is the key difference. Once the first goal is scored, Palace are likely to gain confidence and control the tempo even more effectively. Macclesfield will struggle to push forward without leaving gaps behind. A second goal should follow as Palace take advantage of increased space and reduced defensive discipline. Macclesfield's chances of scoring remain slim, limited mostly to set pieces or isolated moments. A 0-2 away win with over 1.5 goals is a strong and logical outcome for this matchup. Final recap. Let's quickly recap today's predictions. Charlton vs Chelsea. Correct score 0-2. Chelsea win. Sheffield Wednesday vs Brentford. Correct score 0-1. Brentford win. Manchester City vs Exeter. Correct score 3-0. Manchester City win and over 2.5 goals. Wolves vs Shrewsbury. Correct score 2-1. Wolves win. Macclesfield vs Crystal Palace. Correct score 0-2. Crystal Palace win and over 1.5 goals. Shout out to the fans. If you made it this far, you are the real MVPs of this channel. Your support, comments, and feedback are what keep this community growing stronger every day. Whether you are here for football knowledge, betting insights, or pure love of the game, you are always welcome here. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share your own score predictions in the comments. Let's talk football, debate outcomes, and enjoy the game together. Until the next match day, stay sharp, stay passionate, and keep loving football.